Well, I have just been inside spending some time with Uncle Earl. I would not venture to call it quality time. I just can't seem to figure the guy out very well. He seems content to just sit in here. He really does not want to show his face to the cameras. He's even blacked out the windows, as you can see. You just can't tell what's going on in there, and honestly, even after talking to the guy, I cannot tell what's going on in his mind. However, the reason that I wanted to talk to him was because I noticed that he had doubled down on this very large sign. While I do support the sentiment of the sign, support your local farmers, first of all, I don't think that Uncle Earl even qualifies as a local farmer for any stretch of the imagination. I've never heard one local townsperson even talk about him in a good way, and they've never mentioned any of his farming abilities, and from what I can tell, he's never laid foot on the actual farm or in the field. I do not understand how this guy works, but according to him, he has a strategy. He wants to capture the traffic coming this way as well as the traffic coming that way. He wants to make sure they are both fully aware of his sign as if they wouldn't have been already. The only flaw that I see in that is that I have not seen a single car come through here, nor have I seen a single person on foot walk through here. I don't even think that people live around here except for Uncle Earl and apparently me now. I'm a little bit baffled. I want to take you over here. Something that's a little bit troubling to me is that there seems to be evidence of a new dog around here. And if this is Uncle Earl's dog, then I am gravely concerned. I don't think that Earl is even capable of taking care of himself, let alone like any living organism. As you can see, he doesn't even cut the grass. One thing that I have not seen yet, though, is the actual dog. I tried to ask Uncle Earl about it, but he just shut down. He told me to leave. He told me to mind my own business. Apparently I can, like, pick up this ball and throw it. Well, that was a horrible throw. I don't actually know where the ball went. Maybe the game decided that that was such a horrible throw that it was going to take away my ability to even look at the ball. And if you come over this way, there's just new junk all over the place. Now, I just don't understand, first of all, where he gets it from. I don't think this old truck runs anymore. There's a table saw. There's a bunch of just old metal. We have a pallet jack, empty pallets, rusty metal, and a giant tire that does not fit anything around here. Uncle Earl still remains a bit of an enigma and a mystery to me. But if you're just joining us, thank you so much. I am so excited to bring you Hobo Hollow. This is episode 7. Alright, so our first order of business is to just continue harvesting the cornfield. I know that my harvester is over this way. As you can see down in the lower right corner, I have stats about this field, and right now the weeds are growing after it's been harvested. That turns my attention to what we need to prioritize next in terms of purchases. We are going to be stockpiling a lot of money's worth of corn. Obviously, we're waiting for the right time to turn that corn into money. I've also been keeping tabs on the rising price of tomatoes because we have a greenhouse that is producing tomatoes. The tomato price does seem to be rising, which is quite exciting. However, our greenhouse has yet to produce more than one pallet of tomatoes. So I don't find it worth my time right now to just load up that one pallet and take it and just cash in on that single pallet. I would rather just have that greenhouse continue to produce, take in a whole bunch of tomatoes, right, and make quite a bit of money in a single windfall. That might end up causing us to wait until next year when the price of tomatoes rebounds, because it's obviously going to go down if we're not able to capture it this go around. Also, regarding the price of corn is at its lowest typically when it is being harvested. I apparently did not turn on the harvester, So I've got to back up and start again. What I was saying is I was just rambling on about, when to turn things in, when to make money, and what to buy next. I do believe, although I've never done corn before, I do believe that if I were to buy a baler, I could come behind and pick up all this chaff or, the remnants of the corn that's being spewed out the back of my harvester. And I think I could bale that up and turn it into like straw or something along those lines that I could sell and make extra additional income off of this single crop. So that's always a consideration on something that I could buy, and it, I think, would turn into additional income immediately. There's always the possibility of buying animals, right? So I've talked about sheep before. I know that they're pretty low maintenance. They require water as well as grass cuttings. I could easily do both, but in order to do that, I have to buy a grass cutter, an attachment to put on my tractor, which I don't think would be a problem because definitely we're going to have a lot of corn to turn in. But not only that, as you can see from what I showed you earlier, there are weeds growing in the field, and if I want the highest yield bonus, then I'm going to have to buy a weeder and get control of those weeds. Not only that, I think I need a cultivator. I definitely need a roller and something to pick up stones eventually with. All of these things come in the form of big purchases, or at least moderate purchases if there is a mod out there that will produce, kind of a lower quality one for cheaper. Either way, these are things that I have to consider and balance as far as what I want to buy next. So that's where I'm at right now in terms of what I'm thinking about. Haven't really made any solid decisions. I'm sure that we will discover what we need to do here in the future. But for now, I've really only got one thing on my mind, and that's getting all of this corn harvested within my window of opportunity to harvest. So I'm going to go ahead and put things on fast forward for you all, let you guys listen to some nice music, and let's see how far we can get. Well, it has decided to rain once more, and while we do like the rain as farmers, apparently we are not supposed to harvest in the rain because it will reduce our harvest yield. So, once more, I'm going to go ahead and try and wait out that rain, and hopefully, it will not derail our plans too much, as we've still got tons of work to do. I don't think we're even halfway done with the field. That being said, let's just go ahead and check our tomatoes. I enjoy checking the progress of this, although not a lot seems to be happening. We might be averaging 1 pallet a day, something like that. So regarding the future plans of the farm, I have not made any sort of decisions whatsoever, but I think it would be a good idea to pop in up to the store, see what our options are, and we'll just go from there. And also maybe let's just go ahead and check the price of tomatoes. Definitely getting kind of on the high side, as well as the price of corn, which is going up in some areas but not up in others. So we're sitting right here in October, which is a pretty low month. It's one of the lowest, right? So we need to wait until probably around January to really start considering selling corn. Let's go ahead and make our way up to the store. I'm not entirely sure what kind of money we're going to end up with in the future. This is an interesting mower here. This is just a hand-powered, little hand-powered mower. It's kind of cool. I've never actually seen this one before, but that's definitely interesting and way outside of our price range. I do just have a good time coming in here, just checking out what we can buy. Of course, the base game comes with things that are standard and included in the game, and it does come out with regular downloadable content, DLCs, that also expand upon what can be purchased. However, the best part about this game is the active modding community. Most of the stuff that you see has been modded, and it's just super cool. I'd love to, just drive around in one of these in the future. I think that'd be super dope. But until then, I can just window shop. There's lots of really neat vehicles that you can buy just to get around the farm, and a little motorbike, right? Nice old truck. You can just customize it and change the color of it. That's pretty ugly, but yeah, you can do all sorts of things. And I can't wait to be able to have the disposable income to come in here and just grab what I need. One thing that I have been thinking about is just a larger trailer in general. When it comes time to empty out all of that corn out of the silo and take it and sell it, we want to have a pretty good trailer, that can hold a decent amount of stuff. So something like this would be real nice. I don't know, there's all sorts of trailers in the game, and it really just depends on what you're going for. However, the limiting factor has usually been the tractor, and just trying to get a tractor that can actually pull the type of trailer that you're really wanting to purchase. However, I feel that we have quite a powerful tractor right now, and that's a good thing. That's definitely a great thing. I have used this trailer before. Not a bad trailer at all. Earlier in the episode, I was talking about different kinds of vehicles that we're going to have to start considering getting. Look at this electric bicycle. I love it. I love it. We're going to have to get that someday. We definitely want like a baler, for example. We want a cultivator. They don't come cheap for the most part. You do have to look at the horsepower restrictions, although they're not exact from what I've found. So our tractor does 145 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken. So our options are opened up a little bit with that additional horsepower. So cultivator is definitely on the mind. There's, definitely some small ones, big ones, whatever you want. We've got to start looking into a seeder. Love to get one that would basically a driller. It'll drill into the ground like this right here. The seeder offers a possibility to seed directly. No previous cultivating or plowing necessary. These can get a bit pricey, I want to say there are some cheaper options like this right here, 18,000. So yeah, if we just look at the calendar real fast, if I can just hop out of here, get into our calendar, we will see that it's obviously harvesting season for corn, but come March, April, May, it will be planting season. So we've got just about, little less than half a year to figure out how we're going to purchase all of our machinery to get that corn replanted. And if it's not corn, it needs to be something else, whatever that may be. But I might just stick with corn. Eventually, we would like to purchase a new field, which you can see here. We own this patch right here. It would be great to, possibly expand out to here, but that's worth $258,000, which we definitely are not going to be having anytime soon. If we want to take on this is $1 million. This is over $1 million. If we want to take over, our next door neighbor who hates us, we're looking at $750,000 just to do that. Even something extremely small like this patch of land or this right here, 71,000. That's just not something that we can consider right now. Getting back to what we need to buy, I think it's got to be a cultivator, a seeder, and then you've got to move into things like fertilizer spreaders, like this one, 25,000. It's pretty expensive, but they do come pretty cheap, like this right here, $750. However, we will find ourselves refilling that quite a bit just to get our fairly large field fertilized. So there's some options here. To tell you the truth, we could sit here all day. There are some mowing options as well. This $12,000 mower, $9,500 mower, etc. This will help us with, if we want to do silage, we can cut grass and throw it in a bunker and turn it into silage, or we can simply cut grass and feed it to sheep, for example. All of this is to say that I have not quite made up my mind, although if we want to catch the next growing season, we've got to gear ourselves towards getting the equipment necessary to replant the product, re-prepare the field, etc. So that's really, I think, where my mind is headed. I was trying to waste a bunch of time as it is raining, and I do not know what to do while it's raining. If I am forced to, I will harvest during the rain. However, I'm getting a little bit pushed for time as far as harvesting the corn. I hope that tomorrow, let's see what tomorrow brings us. Tomorrow is going to bring us more rain. Let's see, what day is it today? It's the 2nd today. So it should be sunny by 3 p.m. That's what I'm reading. Tomorrow it seems to be rainy. Well, it's 3:59 p.m. So I'm hoping that the rain will stop and that we can get back to harvesting. But I don't know if that's going to happen today or not. So I think this might be an appropriate time to go ahead and close out this episode. Not a lot is going on. Unfortunately, I think when it comes to harvesting corn, when you are harvesting in the October time frame, you're going to be interrupted quite a bit by the rain, which is quite unfortunate. Now, if I have to, I will just harvest in the rain. Get that, I'll take that penalty, because what else are we going to do? Rain's not letting up today, or at least not right now. I don't think there is much else other than possibly going and chopping down trees that I can worry about at this point in time. So let's go ahead and conclude this episode. Thank you again for watching, for showing your support. Please click that like button, subscribe. Can't wait till next episode, and I'll see you guys later.